This is how we start off our shows, okay? We start off on the left side, and we go, save, 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 build a, build a, build a, sound money, sound money, all right. Save, 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 build a, build a, build a, sound money, sound money, hey. Save, 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 build a, build a, build a, sound money, sound money, hey. Save, 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 build a, build a, build a, sound money, sound money, all right. Save, 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 build a, build a, build a, sound money, sound money, hey. Save, 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 build a, build a, build a, sound money, sound money, hey. Save, 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 build a, build a, build a, sound money, sound money, hey. Save, 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 build a, build a, build a, sound money, sound money, hey. Save, 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 build a, build a, build a, sound money, sound money, hey. We're gonna do this. This is how we start off our shows, okay? We start off on the left side, and we go, save, 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 build a, build a, build a, sound money, sound money, all right. Save, 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 build a, build a, build a, sound money, sound money, hey. Save, 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 build a, build a, build a, sound money, sound money, hey. Save, 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 build a, build a, build a, sound money, sound money, all right. Save, 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 build a, build a, build a, sound money, sound money, hey. Save, 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 build a, build a, build a, sound money, sound money, hey. Save, 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 build a, build a, build a, sound money, sound money, hey. Save, 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 build a, build a, build a, sound money, sound money, hey. Save, 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 build a, build a, build a, sound money, sound money, hey. We're gonna do this. This is how we start off our shows, okay? We start off on the left side, and we go, save, 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 build a, build a, build a, sound money, sound money, all right. Save, 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 build a, build a, build a, sound money, sound money, hey. Save, 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 build a, build a, build a, sound money, sound money, hey.
Hodl, 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 save, 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 build a, build a, build a, sound money, sound money. All right, it's Monday morning, July 29th, and it's Ugly Old Goat here, and we're doing this every day now at about 1 o'clock Pacific time. Uh, just quickly going over the market, but this question came to me when uh, Trump announced that he wanted to, at the Bitcoin conference in Nashville, that he wanted to put the current Bitcoin into a strategic reserve. They'd already let the cat out of the bag, so I actually started this poll before he made the speech, and immediately occurred to me that the way things are going, and the darkness that is upon our nation right now, it would not be at all surprising to me if the Biden administration got rid of the stockpile before Trump could make it into a strategic reserve. So I put that on as a polling question, and by a small margin, people agree that that's a very real possibility. So I think it's a good question. I think it's something that we have to keep in the back of our head, and we're in this period of time between now and mid-September where we'll probably be making a seasonal bottom. We may have already done it, but market's very volatile because right now the whole world, I think, is very volatile with the situation. It's unclear exactly what I would recommend. If I haven't been able to follow everything about it, but Tone Vase has been doing a in-depth study of all the different YouTubers out there that have been analyzing this assassination attempt, and he refers to the assassin as a patsy. He won't even refer by his name, but it's really some interesting stuff that he's putting together. Tone is an excellent teacher and also an excellent analyst. So, and what he's doing, he's not gathering the original information himself. He's taking all the information that other people are gathering and putting it together. It's very interesting, and I think he'll come to probably the most reliable conclusions out there. Right now, there's just so many questions of what's really going on there, and so because of that, that's what brought this question to mind. And will Biden actually sell because the government has Bitcoin that they've seized, and by law, I think they're supposed to get rid of it over a matter of time. In fact, somebody responded to this. Let's see if I can read the replies. Okay. Yeah, the CEO of Nothing, he raises an interesting point. He said, this is an incredibly dangerous idea that any Bitcoin who supports it needs to get their head examined. Well, my personal opinion is I don't like the government in Bitcoin at all, even to the point, I like to have the free market, unregulated exchanges, and the idea that you have a regulated exchanges, you're making your any Bitcoin that you keep on a regulated exchange, you make it subject to confiscation. And I don't know where he gets this, but he says according to the law of the land, and that might well be that when they seize property, they're supposed to sell it over time. They haven't. They've made some sales. They announced these sales, and they've been purchased by public auction. So I think that this is something that could be done by the Biden administration if they want to undermine Bitcoin and undermine what Trump has already said he wants to do. So I wouldn't rule this out, and apparently I'm not alone on this. Half of you agree with me. And we've got 111 votes, so it's a fairly accurate, I think, count, and it's it's been pretty well 50-50 all the way through, and I'll be curious to see. Uh, it's something that I have in the back of my mind that I wanted to point out, and I think other people should have it in the back of their minds. All right, let's go look at the market here. Guys, we went up to 70,000, touched it, for a minute there, and then we collapsed today. We have what's called an outside day, which people consider that bearish. I don't. I consider it bullish. An outside day is when you make a higher high than the previous day's high and a lower low. Now, I was long and I got stopped out, but I was short on the first dip back here on this green too, but unfortunately, I should have had a closer stop than I did, and I should have turned it around. But you know what? Trading's not easy, guys, and the market. I mean, while it's been a very volatile day, the market really we're looking for a direction, and the number one thing that you want to be looking at is we have this strong seasonal low that's coming between, right here's August, between this next 6 weeks is very important. Now, we might have already made it, and wouldn't surprise me if, we don't break very far at all and just start up, but we could have a substantial dip. So, nobody knows. And if you look at the basis rate, it's still very high. So, and that means that it's people that are in the business, miners are hedging their production. It's worthwhile for them they can sell it at a premium, 6 months out, rather than selling it now at the spot market. So that's what hedging is all about, and I think that will continue. All right, anything else I need to cover? All right. Again, as far as Bitcoin goes, I was calling for it to break under 40,000, and I've negated that completely now. I mean, it's still possible. I think highly unlikely. This is a stock market, and if you notice, the stock market did take out this 2-week low. So I think we're going to have problems in the stock market probably going into the elections. I think we could be ready to go into a pretty substantial downtrend. As far as the gold market, as I said last week, I think it was the safest buy. If you look at this weekly chart, we took out the 2-week high. We made a new contract high. Then we took out this low. So you want to be a buyer in here, particularly of gold. And if you're a buyer of gold, we're probably close to being. I wouldn't be surprised if we're making the lows in Bitcoin right now too. But it's very volatile, and that's just where we are right now. All right. Guys, it's never too late for Bitcoin. And I'm going to go through this article. Eddie just updated it. And this is dollar cost averaging if you bought it starting at the last peak. And that's why I say it's never too late for Bitcoin.
Click on the image.
Oh, there you go. All right. So if you look here, if you started way back in October of 2021, when the market reached its peak back there and you started investing $500 a month, you right now would have $17,000 in the market, and you have doubled your investment. And that's over a period of, how many months is that? It looks like about
15.
2.5 years from October 21st. Okay, so it's almost 3 years. And so not a bad return. And this is assuming the very worst timing. So this is why we say it's never too late for Bitcoin.
No, just click on the image anywhere.
Okay.
On the article.
I am.
There you go.
Here? Oh, okay. All right. And now here's the other.
That was too small.
Yeah, it's probably too small to read, but you can pull it up on your own. This is if you started purchasing. Okay. All right. If you go down here, if you notice, if this is the peak in 2017 at 17,000. If you cost average from that time, you've invested $40,000 and you're at 205,000. So this is why you use Bitcoin, guys. It's just a great store of value. And then if you go down here, we actually go back to the
Scroll down.
scroll down. Okay. We go here, if we go back to the 2014 where we had a peak of $520, you can see that now with an investment of $63,500, your equity is $3.5 million. This is what Bitcoin does for you. And you just have to have the discipline to do it. It's never too late. Also, I just had somebody in our group, our trading group, that sent me and I tweeted it out, guys. This is our trading group. Whoops. All right. This is there's a new group coming out. Okay. Where is this thing? Okay. This is a pretty interesting article. This is a Bitcoin-denominated stock trading platform. It was announced last week, and barely anyone has noticed. And one of our members sent us this, and also sent the PDF white paper on it. So it's an interesting read. And so I did just tweet it out, and would appreciate that those are knowledgeable in the trade. I just glanced at it, but I think it's pretty fascinating where we're going. This is probably the right way to develop Bitcoin. Bitcoin was really not, it's a lousy medium of exchange. It really is. It's a lousy store of value. It sucks as a store of value too, at least for the short term. It's very difficult to do business in Bitcoin because of its volatility, but it is an asset that you hold on to. And it's kind of, Trump kind of said it, you buy Bitcoin and you never sell it. But once you realize that it's an asset, you can use it as an asset to do other things. And I think this is getting close to developing. I mean, they're very future intergalactic finance, and that's a pretty good name. And these are some guys that have a new vision, and I'm not going to. I'm looking at it because I think they're on the right track, and the idea to use Bitcoin to buy a cup of coffee is nonsense. But using Bitcoin to move around other assets makes a lot of sense. So you need to get on here with me, Eddie. He doesn't. My assistant doesn't want to do the shows with me, but
Your brother-in-law bought that spare tire.
yeah,
Bitcoin.
he had Bitcoin. I was going to go in, but anyway, there's all kinds of Bitcoin stories like that. All right. So anyway, I just want to point this out. This is something that was brought out. Also want to mention too, guys, on BitMEX Guild, we have a lot of people that are not members that are on the guild, and I'm going to be I deleted some, but it's not as easy as I thought, because we have a lot of members on there too, and so I was deleting their names. So let me take this off. I'm going to be if you're not a member, I'm going to be deleting you, or if you haven't purchased the Bitcoin Start Kit. So this is the website. If you want, okay, here's the Equity Trading Start Kit. If you purchase this, again, it's $290 with shipping. It's $315. You can pay us through Zelle. You get a discount if you use it through if you purchase it through Bitcoin. You purchase this, then you can join the guild. Or if you're a member, or if you sign up for the boot camp. Again, Still working on the outline. I've done 6 weeks. I'm still working on week 7, and if you want to do the boot camp, guys, do it before the end of this month. You have 2 more days. If you sign up for the boot camp, I'm offering a 20% discount. We also send you a cup. You get the equity equity trading kit too, start kit, but these are special made, and we don't include that if you're just buying the kit. But if you sign up for the boot camp, you're going to get one of these cool mugs. So do that. Again, the boot camp is not for everyone. If you want to do the boot camp, sign up for it here. You got to answer some questions. Read this first. I outline the whole thing, outline who I am, the reason I'm doing this. This is I've always believed in money management, and because of my personal circumstance this last year, I'm adding to that one of the things that needs to be done is you need to develop accountability. It's accountability to, I think, as a Christian, number one is to the Lord, second is to yourself, and third is to other people. And I think that's been one of my failures, and I'm not sure the best. A lot of people have built up different programs to be accountable to others. It's not easy to do it, but that's what I'm working on. That's what I'm developing now. And again, the whole emphasis here is money management. So if you want to sign up for my class, great way to support me. If you followed me for years, I'm going to be teaching, the little bit that I know. It's not for everybody. Here's what we're doing. I'm working on week 7, where I'm honing the technical and fundamental analysis skills. Since equity trading is part of your DNA, you're ready to truly learn the fundamentals and TA of successful trading. And I do think this new exchange that they've announced, that's going to give you some tools to take. What do you do with your HODL? And I think they've opened up some ideas. There's just going to be more opportunities as long as you own Bitcoin. So sign up for this, guys. If you sign up, there's a questionnaire. I don't accept everybody. What happens is you book a call. You have to answer these questions, and mainly you have to have a net worth over $250,000. If you don't, I really don't want you to sign up. And the cost of the program is $15,000. Now, we're not charging that. We're only charging $12,000 now because I'm still working on the program. But if you want to sign up and you become a lifetime Ugly Old Goat member, and yeah, and then I want you to if you don't have a HODL, then what you need to do is work on that HODL. And once you get the HODL, then this program, I'm setting it up so it's going to be there all the time. You can sign up for it anytime, but it's not for everybody. If you're just if you just learned about Bitcoin a few months ago and you're just now starting your accumulation and you don't really have a net worth of at least $250,000, I really this program is not for you. You're not ready for it yet. There's lots of other things that you can do. Buy the equity start kit. That's what you need to do, and start your hodling and work your way into this program. So that's where we want you to go. Again, sign up for the boot camp. If you're not ready for the boot camp, get the equity trading start kit, and we'll get that out to you. And then you can join. You also can join my guild. You can see all my trades. All right. Well, I'm done. We'll be back tomorrow. And again, we're looking for a bottom in here for Bitcoin. We're very strong seasonal for the market to bottom out between now and the middle of September. And but it's a very volatile market. But it's a good time to do your dollar cost averaging. If you're taking your speculative trades, this is a good time. You want to be I think you want to be long going into August. I think we We have a nice break today, and probably I wouldn't be surprised if the last 2 days before August we're making a minor bottom here. Looks like a good little cut on my forehead. Anyway, all right. Well, thanks for tuning in. Oh, what do you got? No, Eric. That would it's uh, that would be a much too large a position to take. If you've got one Bitcoin, you should only be trading a very small part of that, maybe at 0.05. And yes, you can. What I teach is how to take a small amount and make it into a large amount. And I'm kind of kicking myself because I should have gotten lightly short last night. I've traded and done fairly well the last few days. I had to liquidate some of my BitMEX for liquidity, but I bought it all back. So I looking for liquidity. Look, you don't trade much. You can take a very small amount. You can take $5,000 and turn it into 1.7 million. I've done it. It's all on. I did it publicly. People saw in real time, so it can be done. Other successful traders have done it too. I just was reviewing Larry Williams, one of his books, where he talks about because he's done that many, many times, and he actually was talking about a time he started trading for other people and managing funds, and he couldn't do that. He could not make that conversion from being, because once you get that adrenaline and you want to be trading those big numbers, it's really hard to cut back. And the thing that I emphasize in my book, incidentally, that in the equity trading kit, you're going to get both of my books. They'll both be signed by me. You'll also get the PDF versions. And what I teach on this, and I emphasize time and time and time again, is that there's a lot of large traders that become small traders. Most large traders become small traders. Just look at Sam Bankman-Friedman. He was one of the biggest I was in the top 10 at BitMEX till they came along, and I was real proud because I made like 400 Bitcoin or something, 200. Anyway, I was in the top 10 notational. Well, the market changed, and so there was a lot more volume coming in, and what's the name of their research? Alameda Research. They were in the top 10. They were one of the top 2 or 3 traders. But it was all an illusion because they maybe went 2x. They put in how much were they trading, and they didn't go 10x or 100x like I've done. I mean, I don't know what going from 5,000 to 1.5 million is. That's more than 100x. I think that's about 200x. So you can do that, but it takes the ability to choose to become a small trader. Okay, the way I put it is most large traders become small traders. A few small traders become large traders, but the wise large trader chooses to become a small trader again. This is the success of Larry Williams too. I went back and read his history, and he confessed. He says, yeah, when I started trading big numbers and trading other people's money, I failed. It was only when I was trading my own funds. If you have one Bitcoin, yes, you can build a position from to where you have a speculative position of 10 Bitcoin, which would be about $700,000. Okay, but you have to do it one step at a time, and you start out small. You have to take that 0.1 Bitcoin and turn it into 0.2, and then that 0.2 turn it into 0.4, and then that 0.4 you turn it into 0.8, and then that 0.8 you can turn into 1.6. You can turn that Bitcoin into 10 Bitcoin, but you don't risk the Bitcoin to do it. You risk no more than 5% of that Bitcoin, which would be, in other words, you should never have more. And that's basically what I did. I took my profits and because and kind of got it off the market, and I got stopped out. But I did lock in what I'd made because I caught the first short, I caught the up, and I caught the down, and then I caught this last up. But I didn't get short, and regrettably. But I'm here alive to play another game, and that's the whole. That's how you do it. So, okay. People also turn the $1 into $1 million. The markets go up, and it just leverage, but still keep it low. You can profit high. Yes. Yes, it's not easy, but it can be done, and the way you're sure to lose if you don't manage those funds. You have to wrap. I know this is hard to believe. It's just hard to wrap your head around that money management trumps technical analysis. It's just because you always think you know what that market's going to do, and in hindsight, you always do. I mean, I came this close to selling that market today, and I didn't put a stop when it went through the 2 4-hour low candle. Should have done that and said, the heck, this thing, because I even put it in the group. I said, this thing's probably going to go back down here again, and it has, and it did. And nobody knows. So the whole thing is, once you're trading and you're doing well, you get the God complex. You get, you get in the groove, which is great being in the groove. You want to stay in the groove, but it's hard to catch when you fall out of the groove. And the only way you can protect yourself is you have to limit how much you're speculating on. So yes, can you turn 1 Bitcoin into 10? Yes, you can. But you don't put that Bitcoin on a trading account. You put 0.05 on, which is what, $3,000 or $4,000? Yeah, about $3,000, $3,500. Risk $3,500. Turn it into 7,000. Then take the 35 off and do it again. You build it that way. You build it slowly. You take it. It's like, when I was in prison, I watched some of these crap games they had, but the smart guys walked away, and the guys that lost everything didn't walk away. All right. Okay, trade your equity. Long price. Yes. Regarding the numbers on your chart, I think you referred to them by the sequence of when you get to 9. It's just a guide. It's just what happens is if you're at a 9, if your personal equity is at a 9, then you probably should be very cautionary. I was, and it's a psychological thing. I mean, I'm kicking myself because I'm old and wise. And I should have lightly gone short. I shouldn't. I don't want to be trading more than 1 Bitcoin. I'm going to try and do this all again, trading no more than 1 Bitcoin. But I should have been short at least a half Bitcoin up there. I should have taken my profit and been short, ridden this down, because tomorrow I want to be a buyer, and probably up, I don't have free funds to do it right now because I blew myself out. So yes, that's what I mean. If you have 1 Bitcoin, you should not trade more than 0.5 Bitcoin. That's it. That's your maximum risk. You don't want to risk more than 5%. Yes, I do my trading. Do my trading on BitMEX. Just because it's always been there, very reliable exchange. You know, it's a known quantity to me. I've tried the other. There's nothing wrong with some of the other exchanges. It's just the one that I've done. It's where I made, you know, my beans, and you know, so, or in fact, I don't. I just it's my. The thing is, you can't trade as an American citizen. You know, my wife trades there. I can't trade on BitMEX. So, and I like BitMEX just because I think it's the most efficient market out there. Okay. Yep. Exactly. You don't vary. And in other words, you cut back on your trading. You don't increase. You don't double down and say, well, I'm going to make it all back. No, you're not going to do that. You need to, as your equity goes down, then your trading goes down, okay? If you hit by buying, you know. If you hedge by buying at 70,000 and then spot currently goes to a pair to 20K. I'm not sure what you're asking, Leo. I don't. Your question doesn't make sense. Basically, you also have to not be afraid to go short. And yeah, I'm a big believer too in trimming. I mean, this is one of the keys of my success. I do catch. I made it by catching the big moves, but I also trim. You know, as the market works my way, so I take money off the table. No, my trading. I look at the monthly, weekly. I look at the. I look at all I like the 4 hour. I do look at the daily. I look at the weekly, and I also recommend you use Tone Vay's MRI indicator. That's a very good indicator. That was also something that was developed by Larry Williams way back in the day. Right. Well, it's good seeing you guys too. I'm going to be active. We're going to get more and more into it. I'm going to have some special guests. I need to get a hold of Dave because I want to do a show with him and his little NTF he gave me. I got a really cool thing that I want to. A lot of cool things I want to outline. So, yeah. Well, I'm back, and I had some severe personal problems, and then I had some health problems. But my health is coming back, and I'm doing a lot better there. So if you want to support me, please buy an equity trading start kit. You'll get a I'll personally autograph the books. You'll get the PDF file. You'll get a Jade wallet. You're going to get all kinds. It's worth. You can't buy my 2 books for the $290 on Amazon. I have it priced up there. So you want to get, and you get the start kit. You're going to get whatever we have on stock. In stock, we're going to even. You probably already have the Bitcoin Standard, but we're going to send you one. You can hand it to a friend. You get my 2 books. You're going to get. The little Bitcoin book by Jimmy Song. You know, you get some other. We got like 4 or 5 books that we send you.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. Well, we have a comic book too. I don't see the comic book in there. Yeah. So you missed that one. There's a comic book too. For the kids, we actually have a book for one of the kids. All right. So. Yes. Okay, here's what happens. If you buy the start kit, you'll be able to join my guild. So you'll see all my trades. You'll also get my chat. You're not going to have access to everybody else because that's a group and you won't see what they contribute, but you'll see all of my comments Everything that I put on there, we call it ugly old goat only, and you will have access to that. The only way that we let you join the Telegram group, and we're going to be doing more with that because I really want to start doing once a week. I'm getting serious at developing this accountability thing because you need to use all the techniques that I've taught, but you also need to find accountability partners. Somebody, and frankly, I got a youngster that I hit it off, and he signed up. He's been waiting for me to do this boot camp. He signed up right away, and he's been very, very helpful. And you will find that the people on this group are extremely helpful. This is what it looks like. I mean, yeah. We talk about, there's just some really good guys in the group, and they teach me. They teach me as much as I teach them. But the number one thing I'm trying to work on and develop is that you need to be accountable because trading is something. I assume that a good many of you that are listening are married, and it's hard to relate to your wife because she doesn't understand trading, or most women don't, and so and most people that are in Bitcoin, it's men, and 95% of the traders are men, and it's just a different. But as men, you need to be accountable to someone besides yourself. And of course, number one, I say you want to be accountable to the Lord. And when you're trading and you become very successful, you tend to think it's because I'm so smart, and it's not to that. It's because you're disciplined. You have to have discipline. You have to have patience, and you have to be able to execute. One of the things that we do in this boot camp is the first thing we do is have you take a psychological test. I am defined as an enthusiast, which didn't surprise me at all. But basically, you probably are weak in one of these areas. Either you don't have the patience, and that I'm much better at than I was even 10 years ago. I think that's part of what age is about. Number two, my worst thing is discipline. I just get so frustrated because you think you learn as you go older, but you don't. And my strength, or you can call it a weakness too, is I have no problem executing. I have no problem pulling the trigger. I know a lot of good analysts that really are, could be good traders, but they really have a difficult time pulling the trigger. Okay, so you get access to the chat. We don't put access. Maybe we could change that. I don't know. But we have it right now, so you get access to what I put in the chat. You don't have access to what they put in the chat, and so I'll look at that. But right now, you do get access. You get access to all of my comments, but the main thing you're going to get is you'll see all my trades in real time on BitMEX, and that's the guild. I'm taking off everybody in the guild that has not purchased a start kit. So if you are in my guild now and you want to continue to monitor my trades, you'll probably get taken off unless you buy a start kit. And that because I've got to have everything that I have written, everything that I do is free up there. I don't charge for it, but it is an ongoing expense. So I've got to meet overhead, and this is the only way that I can do it. So I don't know. We can look into that. Is there a way that we can do the trading group and they can't participate? I don't think there is. No. We can have you see the group. you can see everything that I contribute, but we don't let you participate in it unless you join the group. Because these people have all spent, you know, some of them people have spent as much as a half a Bitcoin, you know, and the the only way I'm going to do this now is require that people go through the boot camp, and then they become. We're not even selling the memberships anymore. We used to sell the memberships, and instead I'm just going to do the boot camp. And, you know, which is about what, 12,000 right now. That's about 0.2 Bitcoin. So that's the way we're going to do it. And as I develop this thing, it'll be 15,000, and then I'll probably raise it up to 20 because I think it's going to be worth that. I'm working on some new stuff, an app where you actually can be accountable by journaling, and I think what I'm going to try and do is set it up so everybody has access. You can literally journal your trades and share your journaling with other men. I think that might help too. I think I'm trying to do it myself, and it's you know, I don't want to promote it until I see that it works. So that's what I'm working on right now, guys. I'm working on ways that you can be accountable in your trading, and mainly it's to lift you up because it's not dealing when trading. It's not dealing with your success. That's easy, kind of easy to deal with. What you have to deal with is the loss, and like there's a really good guy trader that also publishes all of his trades, Trader Tom, and he wrote a book which it's on the reading list on the boot camp, and it's called Best Loser Wins. And that's a concept that you're not hearing that. You don't hear anybody on the internet, YouTube say, "Hey, you want to learn how to trade? You got to learn to be a good loser." Well, I don't hear anybody on YouTube teaching that. I'm the only guy. And Trader Tom, he's not, because nobody's going to buy that. Everybody want the magic beans. They want to know, what can I do to make $1 million in the next 6 weeks? And that's not the way it works. Now, you can take $5,000 and run it into a couple $100,000 or several $100,000 in 6 weeks. I've done that many times. But then the key is, how do you not give it all back? And this is what money management is all about. And so this is where you put in these protections. So you need to you need to not Z out your account. You don't risk your hodl. You risk a small part of your hodl if you're speculating. Now, the other part is hedging. And if you have a hodl, then you need to learn to hedge it. So you do protect yourself. You know, I was at Tone Vay's Financial Summit meeting, and when Bitcoin was at 60,000, and none of the miners that were there were hedging. And I said, guys, why aren't you hedging this thing? You can lock in a profit. And of course, then I went to the next Financial Summit meeting, and the market was under 20,000, and they learned to hedge now. And now they want to hedge. Well, you should have been hedging when it's just hard to do, because once a market is going up, you think it's going to go up forever, and then of course once it starts to go down, we think it's going to go down forever. So, all right, well, I guess we're done. Yeah, get on. You won't be disappointed with the start kit, because we give you a lot of stuff, and you're going to get You're going to get my book. Those are collector pieces in themselves, and you're going to get a Jade wallet. You're going to get all kinds of books. You'll get some spiff, and yes, you can hedge by buying or selling futures. It depends upon what you're doing. It depends. There's miners they hedge by selling. If you're in the Bitcoin business and you're anticipating, you want to, let's say you're anticipating getting a uh, uh, some kind of a bonus or interest payment or something, or you're going to sell an asset, you're going to get paid a large sum of money 3 to 6 months out. Say, you know what, I want to lock in this price now. Then yes, you use the futures. So you lock in the price. Now, if the price goes down, you're going to wish you hadn't hedged. But the hedge is not, it's to eliminate risk. It's not to assume risk. And you need to understand that markets are not made for speculators, okay? Speculators use the market, they provide a useful function. But the markets are created so that commercial users can pass on risk. And this is, once you have a hodl, then that's what you're trying to do. You don't, you want to preserve, I mean, you can just hold the hodl and forget about it, but I've seen so many people that they do that, and then the need comes that something happens in life and they need to liquidate, and they liquidate it all at the bottom because they have to. And this is what you're trying to avoid. This is hedging, is hedging. It's not whether you're buying or selling. You can have a long hedge or you can have a short hedge. Miners play the short side. And if you're in the business, if let's say you're if you're selling Bitcoin to people, then you need to use it as a long hedge. That's what hedging is. Hedging is not, you're not speculating. You want to lock in the price. You're trying to preserve what you have, rather than make substantial gains. Your speculative account is something different. So, all right. Well, we'll be back in tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll have a little bit more to share with you than I do today. But thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys later.